Hi Aries, thanks for joining me. Let's do this week's tarot reading then for you guys. I'm doing this about the end of the first week in July 2019, but the best time to watch these is when you're drawn to watch them. So can we have the first card please for the sign of Aries in this reading? First card please, and we've got the World. Right, now this is a good card to get in so many ways. I see it more as an outcome card a lot of the time, because it kind of, when you get to this stage, things are looking pretty good. It's number 21, so you've kind of got two levels of completion that you've gone through in whatever the journey is that's in question at the moment, the matter at hand, as it were. And you're on to 21 as if you're kind of starting off again. And Alice here has got the world at her feet, but she is still on a chessboard, and that gives it a slightly sort of Wheel of Fortune flavour for me as well, especially at the beginning of a reading, Aries, as this has come up for you. We've got all four of the playing card suits are indicated there, showing that kind of things can change, you know, things are open. I suppose, well, what I'm doing really is I'm putting the cards on the table at this very moment, but basically the cards are going to be on the table and there are going to be things to think about. Being major arcana, this is close to home, guys, okay? This is either you or someone very close around you is actually bringing this situation to completion. Completion of stage one, at least, shall we say, because it is looking very good and very positive in terms of the potential there. But there are still questions, you know. Let me see, Alice has two wands here, of course, and we must remember we are magic, you know. That is what the journey is all about with this. So let's do some more shuffling now. I'm into Stephen Farmer's Messages from Your Animal Guides deck. Here it is. Okay, this is very, very intuitive, actually. I love working with this deck. It tends to be right on the money. So tell us more, please, about number 21, the World, in this reading for the sign of Aries in July 2019. Tell us more, please, about number 21, the World. And we've got Mouse. You're overlooking some important details, so pay closer attention to what's going on. That's what this card is saying to you, Aries. Pay closer attention. Now then, so that's telling us more about the World. And what do these two cards mean together? Well, if you're overlooking some important details, you're not looking over the parapet, as it were. You're not kind of looking over the wall to see what's coming next. And there's perhaps an element of hiding there. And with the World, well, in the Rider-Waite deck, the character in the World card is actually naked. So, it's a case of nothing hidden. And that really is important to make progress. In matters of love, it is particularly important to pay attention to the details of what's going on, because that is a journey that kind of happens within the journey of life itself. It's not the full picture, but it slowly becomes the full picture. That's the general thrust of what happens with love. So if you're not paying attention to which way it's going, you're slowly getting deeper and deeper into something that at the end of things may not absolutely suit you, that may end up kind of being not so good. Many of us crave a good relationship, but how many of us know people that are trapped in relationships that aren't great for them, eh? If that's you guys, don't just suffer in silence forever. There always comes a time to move on, and it's always good to be able to be yourself, you know, because someone once said that loving someone is like losing yourself and finding it in another person. It's that close. So be sure, because you have got decisions and you have got choices as well with this card. Choices was the word I was really going for there, because she's looking to all the four corners there. All the four playing card symbols are there. She could gamble in various directions, and she is actually standing on a chessboard as well, or a checkers board, or a drafts board. I'm not sure, because to be quite honest, I haven't read that book for a very long time. But there we are, number 21 for the World, and that is the first tarot card in this reading for the sign of Aries in July 2019. So I'm shuffling now. Let's get to the second card of this reading, please. Let's get to the heart of the matter, really, because the middle of a three-card spread is very much the heart of the matter. So let's have another card, please, for the sign of Aries in July 2019. And what have we got? But can't put the card deck down easily on this table. There we go. Right, we've got the King of Swords. There he is. Now then, swords, it's air sign energy, so this character would be Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, or at least have that energy somewhere in their birth chart. Seems like a male energy to me, so a masculine character. This is fluid energy, means different things to different people. Of course it does. You know what it means to you, and that is the most important interpretation on any of these readings, you know. Like I say, I'm doing it sort of mid-July 2019, but the best time to watch it is when you're drawn to it. Always be drawn, always be guided. For some reason, this character is being like this in your life at this moment. Maybe it's even you being like this, guys, in which case, do think. Because this guy is what you might call a pedant. He's got a dictionary there in his hand, and he's very keen on getting things exactly right in ways that don't altogether matter to people exactly. You know, I think the internet has shown us that, you know, with text messaging, actually it wasn't so much the internet as mobile phones when they first became kind of mainstream thing and everybody could have one. We got this text message language, which still continues on the internet, and people are expressing themselves very well with this string of kind of letters that, you know, other people can actually understand. So we don't have to be this pedantic, guys. Change is called for here. Being the swords, it's about decisions, choices, important decisions really over which way to go, and that's why we need to be paying attention to the details, as the mouse tells us, because there are all those choices in the world. But this character looks like you have to walk on eggshells around him a bit. If he falls off the wall, he'll turn into eggshells, and then you have to be very careful indeed. His ego needs looking after, the King of Swords. It really does. But being a king, he can get things done. He can make things happen. So let's ask for some more, please, on this card, the King of Swords, in this reading for the sign of Aries. Tell us more about the King of Swords, please. Tell us some more about the King of Swords for Aries in July 2019. And we've got the Peacock. Let yourself stand out and be noticed. Excuse me. Must have a quick drink of tea when that happens. Good old Earl Grey. Makes such a difference. Just a little sip of tea and it makes all the difference. Let yourself stand out and be noticed. Now then, that makes a huge difference spiritually. When I started wearing brightly coloured clothes, my spiritual life seemed to take on a whole new, not just a new direction, though it was that, but a life of its own, actually. It just became that more real, and it brought on a shift. Simply by wearing clothes, I was showing kind of on the outside what I feel on the inside. And, you know, a lot of it's affirmation of how I would like to feel on the inside. And that kind of let other people know that. And my circle of friends changed a bit. So show your colours. That's important. And it's, again, important because of being you in this relationship. Not letting this character rule the thing to the point that you can't be yourself anymore. So important to be yourself, Aries. It's possible to be a little bit too strict. Now, if this is actually you rather than someone else, and it's more likely to be someone around you, but, you know, so many people watching. I'm grateful for all the views, by the way, and subscribers. Thank you very much. Subscribe, the button is down there somewhere, and tap the bell so you don't miss anything. But yeah, King of Swords here, it's kind of a lot of strictness which we don't actually need, which the strict character in this situation doesn't actually need to be showing either. And it's just, that's the kind of thing that forces people's light into a bushel, gets people into a situation where they can't kind of shine out, and they can't kind of draw shining light into themselves either. Really awkward, quite tricky, but there we are. Do let yourself stand out, do be noticed, because it is so important for you to actually be you and actually be yourself. Okay, let's move on and ask for another card in this reading for the sign of Aries, please. Okay, and what we've got here is number 6, the Lovers. Here we are. Now then, you see this tree in the background. It's had topiary done to it. It's been trimmed, probably not with a chainsaw, because this is quite a Victorian scene, but that's been carefully trimmed and sculpted into a heart there. We would do it with electric trimmers these days, wouldn't we? So there's an invitation to look back to the past in matters of love, actually. Not so much looking back to the past, but keeping the lessons and the love of the past and being aware that kind of things used to happen at a gentler pace and relationships used to last better because of that, and people used to take their time a bit more. Definite message here of be a bit strict with yourself, Aries, okay? Because the Queen of Hearts has got in on this, and she is not an easy character to please. You know, if they manage to get past her, they'll be doing very well indeed. But, you know, it is the lovers, it is major arcana, and it is around you, Aries, so it's looking very positive in terms of the heart. This King of Swords character in matters of love could really be awkward, though, and, as I keep saying, so important to know who you are and to actually be able to be yourself in things. Right, I'm just moving the cards around now, and let's shuffle and ask for some more significance, please, in this reading for the sign of Aries. For number 6, the lovers. Tell us more about number 6, the lovers, please. And we've got Tiger. You're being called upon to provide leadership, so trust that you're capable of doing so. And here he is, the Tiger himself. And that is something we've actually all got within us somewhere, Aries. It's a lot easier for Leos to do this, although they're lions, not tigers, I know. But that lion-hearted thing is a lot easier for Leos to do. The Tiger, though, is every bit as brave, but somehow a little bit more powerful. And you're being called upon to provide leadership. Well... This character could really do with it because he's not having a very happy life. Even though he's the king, he's the actual king of swords. He's not having a happy life because he's just too miserably intent on everything being absolutely precise. So someone needs to take him by the hand and lead that masculine Libra, Aquarius or Gemini energy forward on the journey of love a bit. And you are capable of doing that. It's just difficult to trust, really, because this character is a king. He's got a lot of powerful energy, a lot of masculinity behind him. And how do you stand up to someone like that? I don't know, but see this massive sword he's carrying? That's a decision. And if you're in a relationship with this character, that's a decision that you need to be part of. And you perhaps need to be pushing him to make that decision because he's holding the sword up in midair. Like this decision, no getting away from it, it's here, but not actually doing anything about it. Well, look, the Queen of Hearts is pointing there as if people have got to get on and get things done for this lovers thing to work. And you're being called upon to provide leadership, so trust that you're capable of doing so. And look at the green energy around this tiger. Remember the powers of nature. Remember your magic, guys, because that's one thing we always have to keep on believing, that we are magic. Everything in this world is trying to tell us that we're not, but we are. But then again, we live in this world, and that was the first card in this reading, so that's where we are. Lots and lots of possibilities, guys, so I wish you luck with it. Different strokes for different folks all the way with my readings, because so many people watch them. I'm so grateful for that. So thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. Give me a subscribe as well if you haven't already. Tap the bell so you don't miss anything. Check out the Twig Brother channel as well. There are now hundreds of videos on there. Excuse me, and there are more videos coming up this week. I wish I could edit it. Oh, I'm not going to be able to edit that out. Sorry, guys. Right, let's quit while I'm just about ahead. Have a great week, Aries, and I'll see you soon. Peace.